Good morning, everyone. I want to make sure I was kind of away from my mailbox. That's why I had got quiet in the beginning. But whew, welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I'm breathing heavy already. This is gonna be a long journey. So, but I'm willing to do what I have to do in order to get my body where it needs to be. So I think it's like a little after 10 or whatever. I haven't had any breakfast. Sometimes I will do like what they call intermediate fasting. So the only thing that I have is some spring water and sea moss. If you don't know what sea moss is, baby, you need to put it in your life. Sea moss, sea moss is a herb that has 92 minerals in it, multi-minerals. It is much more beneficial than multivitamin out the store because that is processed. Sea moss helps with mood swings. It helps with PMS, baby. It helps with you know how some days you just don't, you don't have the energy, or you don't have the push, the boost that you need. For me, I think like sea moss is like a cup of coffee, but without all the extra caffeine and all the jittery heart palpitations and all the other stuff that it gives. I'm gonna turn around now because my phone is going off Wi-Fi. So that's what sea moss is. I wanted to more so discuss what my body has gone through over the number of years when I discovered that I was having some issues with my reproductive system. And I'm only sharing this because I've seen so many women talk about, how heavy their cycle is. I've had some women to stop me and ask me, people that we may be connected to, what they're doing. Is it beneficial? Abso-freaking-lutely. And to tell you about my trips back and forth to the doctors. So 2007, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian disorder, and I may have had it long before then, but I was just experiencing the symptoms in 2007. I tried birth control patches, I tried the pills, I tried something else that I really can't recall because it's been so long. So after everything was not working, and I was constantly having heavy cycles. I mean, to the point where I would have migraines, keep me in the bed. I was nauseous, vomiting. Like, I really could not do nothing, a thing. I mean, it was times where I would be at work and I would have to leave because I didn't have changed clothes. Like, you name it, I've been through it with, my lady parts or cycle, whatever you want to call it. So 2009, I had laparoscopic surgery. It's where they go in below your belly button and in your pelvic area, and they have small incisions to I want to say zap, or to suck out to suck out the cysts. I had 2 cysts, one on each ovary, and they were the size of golf balls. I had the 3D pictures for so long, and one day I just was like, this is no longer part of me, so I'm not gonna keep it. But it was a part of my journey. So fast forward, like 2010, 2011, like after the surgery, I had follow-up appointments, of course. And the doctor wanted to know, like, what what was I doing after the surgery? And I basically told him, you know, I'm exercising, I changed my eating habits. Of course, around the same time, I was still, I was still eating meat, but I did minimize. I was eating more fruits and vegetables. I cut back on my serving sizes. I was exercising more, not eating late at night. So that's how I got the weight loss so fast, like years ago. But today, and this year, like, because I yo-yoed with my diet so much before I became a vegan, I still had complications with my cycle. I had a number of miscarriages. That's also something that occurs when you have fibroids, polycystic ovarian disorder, and any abnormalities in your reproductive system, including not cleansing down there. I'm not talking about the yoni pearls or anything like that. I'm talking about actually cleansing from the outside in. Excuse me, y'all. I am a little short-winded. So yeah, this is why I chose to go vegan, because after still having surgery, there were still complications with my body. And when I tell you, if you are not familiar with what polycystic ovarian disorder is, it's not a disease, but it is a disorder. It can somewhat be genetic, but it's not fully genetics. It's basically high protein diet, dairy, sweets and sugars. Once I cut those things out, I noticed a huge difference in my body, my sleep pattern, heart palpitations. These are the things that I was having and experiencing. And again, the doctors did not know what was going on, because they did all the tests, and of course the tests may not pick up on minor things like that. So fast forward, so I have been going to the doctors again this year. April I skipped May, went back in July. Wait a minute, excuse me. April, skipped May, went back in June, and then again this month. So the doctors, of course, are asking me, what's going on? Has anything changed? Blah, 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 blah. So I did tell them a story about, you know, how I went vegan for 2 years, and then 6 months, I kind of fell off the wagon. That was the only thing that I could really pinpoint what the heck was going on. But, ladies, be mindful of like swimming pools, hot tubs. They have chlorine in it as well, because it's not good for your body or your lady parts. Make sure you are drinking tons and tons of water, because that can also throw your body off whack as well. But to be frankly honest and transparent, I really do believe I had another miscarriage. So y'all, this is serious to me. My journey is personal. I want to let you know to pay attention to your body, so that way it's well documented, so that way you can actually pinpoint what's going on. If you don't know your body, make sure you get to know your body, because it's serious out here. Because the doctor asked me, she's like, have you had anybody in your family to have pancreatic I'm sorry, not pancreatic, cervical cancer. I was like, yeah, my aunt, not even close to, I mean, yeah, she's a close relative, but that would not be immediate family like my mom, my dad, you know, people who gave birth to me. So I'm looking at her like rolling. I mean, yeah, I did get scared, but I'm rolling my eyes like, lady, please don't even put that thought in my head. You know, if I was weak, young-minded, and really didn't know my body or what was going on, like that really would have affected me. It affected me just a little bit, but I was like, nah, I ain't going out like that. And I basically told her everything, and she was like, have you noticed any cysts or any this or any that? I just told you no. And every time I go back, I know she know that I'm doing something, but it ain't none of your business. It's your business to find out what's wrong with me if I'm telling you something is wrong. And I'm not getting ready to tell you that, yes, of course, the treatment that y'all have given me for 7 days has worked, because it barely even touched my problem. The ointments or the cream that you're giving me for 3 days has solved my issue that I've been having since April. You know what I'm saying? So if you're constantly going back to the doctors and they're giving you medication and it's affecting your blood pressure, it's affecting your cycle, it's affecting your mood or anything like that, make sure you let them know. There are other alternatives that you can do, and you can research. If you feel like you're not having any progress with the doctors, a suggestion, I'm not telling you what to do, to seek out like a holistic approach, because there are options. There are other options that will work. It may take some time. They may not work as quick as... Dog, please be quiet. I'm trying to record here. Yeah, that's my neighbor's dog. There are other options that will work, and I'm having my hand up like this, y'all, so I can block the sun out. There are other options that will work, and it may take time. You may have to take what the doctors are giving you for a short period of time. But once you are completed with that, you can do a full cleanse or flush with your body to get your body back in alignment. And that's exactly what I did to get my body back in alignment. Because when I say, baby, I was out of whack, night sweats, like I felt like I was going through a hormonal shift with my body. And I just sat in it. The only thing I could do was sit in it. Like the old folks, just sat in it, gal. But yeah, I was not really in tune with my body. When people say you need to get in tune, like sometimes your mind can be in your mind can be in left field, and it's not in alignment with your body. Like everything was out of whack, and I sat in it for months until I was like, listen, I can't keep going on like this. I can't. And because it physically does something to you when your mind and your body are not aligned with what you're supposed to be doing on a day-to-day basis. So it doesn't matter how many questions they ask, you ask them questions back. Because they try to get a feel for you, especially if you don't put down what your family history is. A lot of doctors still use that old technique. Oh, you know, if it's in the family bloodline, then it could possibly be in you. Your mama and your daddy and granny lived a totally different lifestyle than you're living, you know. The food was different then versus what it is now. What we are digesting is totally different. So the techniques, the methods, the medicine has to be different. You got to get to the root of the problem in order to fix the issue or fix what has got your body out of alignment. So I'm telling you all of this to be aware of what these doctors are doing. I want you to be aware that they could be giving you something for one thing, and it'll mess up something else. Like it'll mess up your blood pressure. Or if you're taking blood pressure medication, it can mess up your pancreas or your bladder, your kidneys. It's happened. It's happened. And it's still happening, you know. I've witnessed it with a lot of my other family members as well. So just be aware and just be mindful of what they're trying to ask you. Don't take it as a diagnose that that's the end, because that's exactly where my mind went. I'm like, no, Lord, this is it. No, it's not it. And do your research outside of what the doctors are telling you. Do a lot of research. Whatever you're searching, make sure you go and put your words reversed. Take out a word, put in words. Do a lot of digging. I mean, a lot of digging. And that's exactly what I did. So I'm gonna repeat what I just said, so that way, because I know I kind of feel like it was all over the place what I said it. So I went back to the doctors 3 times, 3 different months, back to back, to figure out what's going on with my reproductive system. And the doctor, long story short, she basically was like, I went for a yearly, and during the yearly, I was having some complications. So she was basically asking me, it was leading to about, you know, pregnancy and miscarriage and things like that. And I told her, you know, well, the pain wasn't as bad, but since I had a prolonged cycle, that kind of led me to believe, and her to believe, you know, it was a miscarriage. And I told her, I said, well, the pain wasn't as bad, and it could have very well been a miscarriage. That's number one. Number two, she was asking about cervical cancer, and I'm like, dismiss. And every time she asks me questions about what's changed, I tell her nothing. Because that's my business, you know. That's my business, and it's your place, the doctor's place, to find out a solution. But what I'm not gonna be is a guinea pig. You went to school for this. So the last time I came back, I'm like, listen, this is what's wrong with me. Can you please treat me? You know, and it's sad that I had to do my digging and my research, because I got tired of coming back and coming back to say, this is what's wrong with me. This should have been prevented the first time. So if you watching this have been experiencing issues with your lady cycle, reproductive system, your gut, because a lot of issues stem from the gut. The gut can surface high blood pressure. The gut starts with this here, not your stomach. When I say this, I mean digestive. Pancreatitis, high blood pressure, kidney issues, high hernias, prolonged cycles. Hello. Bloating, cramping, constipation, sleepless nights, headaches, skin issues. Y'all see my skin? Wait a minute, let me back up in the sunlight so y'all can see it for real. Baby, that's how I know what's so wrong with me. Between my fingernails, my hair, and my skin. my skin will give me the business when something is wrong. And it could just be something minor, like eating too much processed foods, drinking too many juices, because I like juice. An alternative for that will be for me to just juice my fruits. So as far as processed foods, I really don't eat anything, but I do like bread. I'm a bread eater. I like pasta, so I need to cut back on things like that. I like spaghetti sauce. So what I plan to do when I want stuff like that is to make my own pasta sauce. I have a food processor. It's stuff like that where we can discipline in certain areas and to help us in other areas. I like to drink water, but sometimes I need a little taste of sweetness. You know, that's my taste. And I like to get my drink on, but I have to be disciplined when it comes to something like that. So, because alcohol again, it can wreak havoc on your liver. I mean, like, I'm not a chronic drinker, but when I drink, I drink. And it also can wreak havoc on your reproductive organs, especially if you're trying to plan a family. Not that I'm ready to plan one. I'm like the person like, hey, if it happens, it happens. I got other things, other goals I have in mind before my children come along, because I'm not trying to repeat a pattern of my past. I'll say it like that. You know, because I've had some experiences throughout my life that I've spoken on. If you listen to my podcast, and I've healed. I'm still healing, and bringing children into my life right now, or planning to have children, it's not really in my cards. But being as though that I've experienced all of these miscarriages, baby, if I had me a miracle baby, I'm down for whatever, you know. So y'all just be mindful of what these doctors are doing, what they're saying, and just know that there are other alternatives. You just have to thought I heard something behind me. You just have to want to take that step, want to take that chance, want to do something differently, because y'all know I'm down for doing something different. But it's also it's an old method that some of our grandparents may have used. Some of them still may be using it. And I'm here to share my story. Some people may call it a testimony, because I know that there are other women out there that are struggling with this, struggling to lose weight, struggling to feel like themselves outside of their cycle, during their cycle, and after their cycle. Because dealing with polycystic ovarian disorder is not fun at all. And just because, you know, we look pretty on the outside doesn't mean that we're not suffering with something on the inside. So that's my little story. If you guys have any questions, drop your questions down below. If you have anyone that is dealing with health issues, and you need your questions answered. Like I said, I don't know everything, but this is my experience. All of our experience, all our situations stem from something, and that common denominator is food. Most of us are emotional eaters, and sometimes it can be an addiction. And some people don't look at it like that. So, but the common denominator is to heal, you know, to feel Excuse me. That's that sea moss bringing up that mucus out of me. The common denominator is to heal and to feel like ourselves, our higher selves. And there is no greater feeling to be alive. And when I say alive, I mean like feeling like yourself, vibrating higher. And that's what it means when people say, I feel so alive. Because a lot of times we can be mentally and physically in this body, but we're dead, you know. I've been on both sides of the fence. Like, seriously, I have. And I just wanted to share my story. Didn't mean for it to be this long, but I just wanted y'all to hear what I've been going through. And I'm better, not 100%, but I am better and I feel amazing. So again, thank you guys. If you are new to my channel, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Just thank you for being here, you know. Thank you if you listen to the podcast. Confidence on the Go with exclamation mark. Today is the 24th and it is 2 years old. I am on season 3. Season 3 has not aired yet. I'm kind of on the fence if I want to bring it back August or just wait, because I have some other things that I'm trying to do, and I think I want to wait. I can't really say too much, you know, but it's coming. It's coming. So again, so much gratitude. Thank you again for being here, for watching. Again, if you have any questions, leave your questions below. I appreciate you guys. And make sure, I mean, if you're ready for a shift, don't hesitate. Make the shift, make the change. You won't regret it. I mean, people might think you're weird, but so what, baby? It's better to be different and to be quote unquote weird than to be walking around here a zombie in pain. And that's all I'm gonna say. Y'all have an amazing day, and have an amazing rest of the month, because the new month is coming, you know, and this month is ending. Just be ready. Be always ready, always prepared for a change, for a shift, and just be great, because you can be great. Greatness is in you. Toodles.